Hello and happy Monday. It is a dreary, actually, Monday here in Colorado today. Um, just making sure everything is running smoothly. It looks like it. Just popping in on our Monday pop in to let you all know about our latest podcast that we had on the Chill Business Journey last week. And I modeled it after the free lunch and learn that we call Chew on This Tuesdays that we had. I think I touched on this last week in the video, or in the video I made. And so we turned that workshop, that in-person workshop, into a podcast episode. So one of the cool things about this particular one is if you go to the show notes page, which is at chilldigitalmarketing.com/11, it's 11, right, people? Yes, 11. You can actually download the slides that I shared on in the workshop to the attendees for that. So that's one cool thing about this podcast that we don't have often. And you can get those, and inside the show notes are a bunch of links that I reference. So the reason I talked about the power of testimonials is because of the power that they have. More and more people are relying on testimonials and referrals than ever before. And because of the digital age that we're in, it's really easy for people to share this review or opinion about a product or service, as well as having access to those. So I talk about 5 places in the podcast where you can go and get either capture or store the referrals, and that's Google. That's a big one. And I don't go over it in the podcast, but when you think of Google, you could also think of Yahoo and Bing, other search engine places, but Google being the big one. So that's the one I cover. You can get reviews on Facebook. So I talk about how to go about that. LinkedIn, Yelp, because even though that's a big one for hospitality industry type businesses like restaurants, cafes, hotels, things like that, really any business can have a listing on there. So we do have a chill listing. I don't pay for ads on Yelp. I did with a brick and mortar, and there's a lot of controversy over their algorithm and policy of what's shown and what's not shown. But the reason I pulled it up, even though I have a love-hate relationship with Yelp, is because think of how many times you've done a Google search for something local to you, and one of those top listings is like a group of Yelp listings. So listings and listings and listings. So that's why I included that one. And then the 5th one is collecting them on your website. And that's a practice we use here at Chill. So on our website, we actually have in our navigation a way for people to go read testimonials that people have left for us. So I talk about those 5 different types. Then I give some suggestions on how you could go about asking for them. And then I kind of end it with how to handle negative reviews or comments, because these are public places. And so you want to definitely mitigate any damage that could happen with that. So you can head on over, like I said, to the show notes, chilldigitalmarketing.com/11. And that's the number 11, not the word. And you can grab that. What else has happened? Well, since last week's video, we did receive our award at the Hero Awards Luncheon that is put on by Realities for Children, Boulder County here in Boulder. So we, we're really honored to be there that day. We'll share some links to that organization if you're interested at all in learning about it. And because of that whole experience, it definitely got me thinking. So this week's podcast that is going to come out on Wednesday is going to talk about the power of being a leader in your community and things that you can do with and for your business in your community to help your brand be recognized as one that is a heart first. That's a term we use a lot in Realities for Children, businesses and business owners that are heart first. So be on the lookout for that one coming up this week. And if you celebrated Easter Not everyone does. I hope you were able to spend time with family and friends, and it was a good day for you. We had rain on and off all day yesterday here in Colorado. My oldest son and I wrapped up the day by feeding the homeless, which is something we do on Sundays. Not every Sunday, definitely the first Sunday, because when you hear about my how to be the power of leadership in your community, I can't remember the title of it right now, I do make reference to a group that I'm in, and one of the things they do is they're the sponsoring group for the first Sunday of every month, feeding the homeless here in Boulder. And the organization they partner with to do that actually does it every Sunday. So when my son wants to do it more than that one time, he'll call the executive director and say, I'd like to volunteer this upcoming Sunday. So that's something we did yesterday. I hope you have a wonderful rest of your week, wherever you may be, and we will see you here next Monday. All right, bye-bye now.
Talk to your networks, like Sydney said, so that you can introduce this great organization and give other people in our community the opportunity to raise their hand and say they're in. I had it all right there, and it just goes away. So it's been really wonderful watching this work.